Hi, and welcome back to the Douglas on My Mind show. I am here now with two outstanding members of the Mayor's Douglas Youth Council. We have Miss Samantha Martin, who is our mayor, the junior mayor of the Youth Council, and Miss Denitra Williams, who is the Youth Council coordinator. So thank y'all for being here. We're happy for you to be here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, well, we'll start off. For those people who don't know what the Mayor's Youth Council is and also what the teen court is, will you please give everybody a little explanation?
Well, both programs are awesome opportunities for our youth to get involved in our community, volunteer opportunities, especially with the Mayor's Youth Council. It's an opportunity to learn about government, how local government is ran, team building, leadership, just opportunities to get involved with other youth in our community, as well as the state of Georgia, because they do travel.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
I've seen some of the travels just based off of the first year, and I know they made a couple of trips to Atlanta and
Savannah.
participated in Savannah.
Tybee Island.
And also got involved in those communities and did some things.
Yes.
So it is a very good program for any youth. Now, tell us the qualifications, like who can volunteer to be on the Mayor's Youth Council?
Okay, as far as the Mayor's Youth Council, it is for the city of Douglas. That's the differentiation between the Mayor's Youth Council and Teen Court.
Right.
Teen Court is for the county. So
Yes.
anyone that participates in any of the county schools from 6th grade to 12th can participate with Teen Court. They can
Okay.
serve as jurors, positions such as the bailiff, the clerk of court, all the positions that are ran by youth other than the judge itself. The
Right.
judge is an official representative of the court.
Right. Yeah, and that was one really neat thing whenever I was helping a little bit with the planning when Teen Court was in the process after y'all got started with the Mayor's Youth Council, and we decided, oh, you know what, here's another great opportunity for our youth to get involved. With the Teen Court, it's ran by kids. The kids are lawyers. They are the attorneys. They are the kids that are there, to be tried by their jurors, which are also
Their
the same
peers.
age, their peers. So I think it's a really good learning experience for them to see, you know what, my friends don't think this is cool. This isn't the right thing for me to be doing, and then also help them get back on track.
Exactly. And anyone can serve as a juror.
Okay.
Even some of the offenders, that is part of their sentencing, that they have to then return and be a juror.
Okay.
But now for the other positions, there's a little more training, like the attorneys. They actually spend peer time with official attorneys in this area that mentor them.
Okay.
And prepare them, help them with their opening statement, their closing statement, their questionings.
Oh.
So it is totally official.
Yeah, and that sounds like well, if somebody was wanting to go to school or thinking about, entering into the law field later on, they would definitely get some experience there.
On the job training.
Yep, on the job training, no doubt. All right, now let's switch and talk a little bit about the Douglas Mayor's Youth Council. What is that group of kids doing? And also our junior mayor here, Samantha, she can tell us a little bit about what all they do too.
Yes, actually, this is our second run as Mayor Youth Council. Samantha was a part of the original pioneers of the Mayor's Youth Council, and now she is actually elected the junior mayor.
Oh, wow.
You want to share your experience?
On the Mayor's Youth Council, at first I was shy and scared of everything, and then going into it, we learned how to publicly speak. We learned a lot about the city of Douglas. I really didn't know who the mayor was. I knew it was Tony Polk, but I didn't know how great he was. Everybody in the city of Douglas is so sweet. I've learned a lot about leadership because, like you said, we went to Tybee Island, Savannah, all those leadership programs, which were really great. And I learned a lot about how the city government runs. I would have never known what emotion was, but now I'm carrying out emotions.
Right, it is. It's a learning process. Now, one thing that I've noticed during the Mayor's Youth Council meetings, I really enjoy them, and especially this last one, which was the first one for, I think it's the 2019-2020
Yeah, the new group, yes.
The new group. Tell us, what do y'all actually do in your youth council meetings that are open to the public? Excuse me.
We like to recognize other youth in the community and the youth within our group. Like week we recognized Ashton
Right.
and a kid that was named Junior Chief. And we like to talk about the problems we have in the youth, such as we have, like I discussed, the Know Your Worth campaign, and we just talk about the problems in the youth.
Right. And I know at the last meeting, y'all recognized Miss Gwendolyn Relaford.
We
and
did.
Here was something really great. They adopted, I think she said, does she have like 40 kids?
The Mary Hay.
Yeah,
Right,
she said she had
40
40.
kids at the Mary Hayes Center. So that is really awesome of y'all to do that and you know, stepping up to help her a little bit with mentoring those kids and helping them with their homework each day and things like
Super
that.
excited for that.
Because we have a lot of young adults in our community that really want something positive to do.
Right.
They want to be a part. They want to make a difference. That saying that there's nothing to do in Douglas, blah, no.
Yes.
That is not the case. There are so many activities and programs geared specifically for our youth. Mayor's Youth Council and Teen Court being the top two. No,
Right.
just kidding. But we have Fly Girls, which is a program ran by Jessica Williams to get the girls to realize their self-worth.
Yes.
And build their confidence in themselves and also leadership. They're the Ambitious Young Men by Mr. Bazell.
Those guys are great.
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
are.
them at each meeting.
And they come in, they look so nice with their button-down shirts
They
and their
do.
ties, and they're so professional. And these are two partners with Teen Court as well. So, but the Mayor's Youth Council, it began with a vision by our mayor. They Mayor Polk, as well as Ms. Juanetta and Judge Ross and some others went to Dublin, and that's our mentor program.
Okay.
They have really helped us in the whole process, the training of our group, mentored me, myself, and as well as some of the other staff and volunteers that have helped with both programs, because
Right.
they've done it for, I think it's 7 years they've been a part
wow.
of it. But
Yeah.
AIM and Fly Girls are partners of ours. In fact, when the youth come through our program and they're referred to mentoring or counseling, those are the people that help us.
Oh,
So
wow.
we refer them out to, if it's a male, to the Ambitious Young Men and a female to Fly Girls.
Okay.
So in order to come to Teen Court, though, it has to be a first offense, and it can't be anything related to violence, too much violence like a weapon and
Right.
stuff like that. It has to be a misdemeanor. And they come to us, we're the second chance. But both of these programs were geared from a vision that the mayor had actually during his first tenure
Right.
as mayor. And he wanted to get it off the ground, but for obvious reasons, it just
we
did
didn't
not.
know where to start,
Yeah.
or you know, it can't immediately happen. That's one thing. But now I can say this much: if anybody has a passion for the youth in our community, Mayor Tony Polk, I mean, he is just all over the youth every time that that we work together with the mayor's monthly minutes each month. He's always pushing and highlighting the kids and children in our community. So it's a really good thing.
Exactly. He said, well, he's not only the adults' mayor, he's everybody's mayor. So
Right.
he wanted the youth to have a seat at that table to say, hey, these are some of the things we want to do. And actually, they've started brainstorming. This
That's
group
good.
is...
I can tell they're a lot different than the first group. I mean, no offense to the first group; they were a great group
I
of
take no
kids.
offense.
But yes, they are a little bit more outspoken, really, and they
very
did.
much so.
And they're younger than we were last year,
Right.
too.
Yes.
I
So
think
they have a lot
Ashton
more
is,
energy.
is in the
Not, a lot of them, I think the majority of them are in
Ninth
ninth
grade,
grade.
freshman campus,
Yeah, well, they're
right.
going to 10th. But yeah.
So, but now, once they start in the 9th grade, can they continue through 12th if they want to?
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's great.
And we rather that, because then we can build on their growth, and then they can be mentors to the new ones that come into the program.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
They
wonderful.
can move up and be mayor.
And they can aspire to be mayor as well one day.
I'm so sad.
But again, with the Mayor's Youth Council, the qualifications, again, you have to be in the school, in the Douglas school system, not necessarily the public school, private school,
Right.
schooling. You do have to keep up a grade point average. You have to write an essay to be considered to be selected. And just really, and there's an interview process. So we really want those that are really going to be committed to the process.
Right.
Because there are a lot of affiliations that the Mayor's Youth Council make during that tenure. With the city of Douglas, with the parks and recreations. We kind of put our finger in all of it. They've gone to some ribbon cuttings. They just move.
I know that they, volunteered at National Night Out last year.
Yes.
Let's see, where all have I seen y'all at? At the barbecue festival, they were there in that heat.
They were servers.
Even that, and also they had been at Teen Court earlier that morning, and then came to, the festival to
There's
help
some
volunteer.
committed young people.
Yes, that's why I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, especially as hot as it was. Woo. But they have been really active in our community. I know that y'all have cleaned some parks or went to the cemetery one day and cleaned at a cemetery last year.
We worked with Post 515
Right.
as they were preparing to lay the wreaths for our fallen soldiers that are local from Douglas. We went out with them and cleared some of the grave sites and really respected and honored the people that have fought for our country that was from Douglas.
Okay. Now, I've talked a lot about what y'all have done over the last year. What are your plans for this year? You got any great plans, Mayor?
I want to be more involved this year. I know last year I used to complain I was bored. I'm not bored with the youth council. I used to complain about being bored all the time, and now I have my hands full with everything. I'd like to get more involved in almost everything, which on our plans I feel like we are going to get more involved. I mean, we were at the health fair last Saturday, well, this past Saturday, and as the youth council, I think we should be there because it's important for our youth to be represented. Because at the health fair, I'm pretty sure you didn't see much kids. I mean, there was a few, but I'm so excited for this year because, like you said, our new group, they're very
energized. They have a lot of energy. They're even up late texting.
That's you and Miss Winetta.
Well, no, we're responding to you all.
Right.
They have a lot of energy and they have a lot of questions. And one of the things they want to prepare for is for the football season. They want to start hosting. It's like a pep rally?
Pre-game.
Pre-game.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that's what they said. But an opportunity for the kids that are going to the football game to meet before and maybe at the youth center and chat and chew or whatever I think that's taken, but they have an opportunity.
We'll loan it to them.
Okay, thank you. That they can come together and they can get the face paintings and the spirit sticks and what have you, and just kind of chill out a little bit before they transition. A little music, some equipment that they can do their little phone game stuff. That's not
Whatever
my
that
area.
is, yeah.
That's not my area, but just an opportunity, a safe place that they can come and convene and just get kind of pepped up and ready to go and support our Trojans.
Hang out and get pepped up
Yes.
at the pre-game.
At the
A safe way.
That's right, the safe way.
Pre-game. Okay, that's what we're going with.
Say that 5 times in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So, and a lot of training, because this is a new group. So we've done the first orientation, but then we're looking at kind of collaborating with Dublin. Either we're going there or they're going here or a half and half.
Right.
But because again, they come with so much experience, and a lot of their members, Mayor's Youth Council members, have gone through the program and now have graduated and gone to college, and some of them in government or law, but they come back each year to do training
Well, that's awesome.
of the new group. So we're just starting last year, so we hadn't gotten to that point, but we're
Right.
excited about them going on and then coming back and planting that seed and helping us to prepare that new group. So,
Right.
so we have some team building training, some leadership training, and a visit. Hopefully in June, July, we're going back to Atlanta to meet with our state representatives.
Okay.
So, and this group all the time is asking, but what's the fun part? So we're going to try to incorporate some fun with our work so they can learn, even at that age, balance. You put the time in, you read, you study, you do what you're supposed to, but we have fun too. So we're going to have to plan some fun.
I've had a lot of fun on these trips. We found a crab and brought it to our room one time.
They will-
You can have fun anywhere if you make it.
That's right. That's right. That is so true. So if somebody wants to get involved with the Youth Council or either with the Douglas-Coffee County Teen Court program, how would they do that?
Miss Juanetta Boulder, which is at the City of Douglas. You can reach her there all the time.
Yes.
There are applications. We have all the applications, of course, for the Mayor's Youth Council, but we'll start end of this year taking applications for the next term.
Okay.
So you can speak with her. I'm always available. My number is 912-331-9398. You can call, you can leave a message. You also can email Juanetta or myself.
Okay.
And just let us know that you're interested, and we'll get the applications to you for either program. The Mayor's Youth Council will meet
The third Thursday of every month.
starting back in August.
In
They'll
August,
take a break for June and July for training, and then we'll start back up in August. So they are every third Thursday, and the teen court is every first Saturday of the month
Okay.
at the Law Enforcement Center
Okay.
at 9:00 a.m. That's
That's
and
early
I know that's a
morning.
lot for you, but it's at 9:00. We ask that they get there about 15 till so we can assign jurors and, because they have teams. So we can make those assignments.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, I really do appreciate y'all coming on and talking to us today, and we'll have to have you back, once y'all start back and you're in session, starting back in August, and just update us over what all you learned over the summer and what kind of trips y'all went on and experiences you had.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
We'll be right back after this. Hi, and welcome back to the Douglas On My Mind show. I am here now with Miss Gina Gibbs, our Recreation Department Fitness Coordinator and Special Programs, and a little bit of everything a kid would want to do, lady. This is her. Gina, thank you for being here today.
Sure, I appreciate you giving me some time.
Yep. We have summer coming up.
Yes.
And as with summer coming up, we need things for these kids to get involved in so they're not sitting at home idle or
Couch
sitting at home on a
potatoes.
game or something like that. We need them something fun to do. So tell us, what's the Recreation Department got going on?
Well, I'm so excited. We have what used to be called Blitz, now is called Summer Registration. If you missed that, you missed a $10 discount on our camp for June, which is Camp Cool.
Right.
Sorry you missed the $10, but there's still time and we still have available spots, and that's why I'm on today, to tell you what's available and what your kids can get involved in.
Now, what is Camp Cool?
Okay, Camp Cool is a camp for ages 6 to 12. Each week in June, the camp is affiliated with a movie. Number one is Dumbo. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's
I
so
wanna see
good.
that.
Jurassic Parks. We have the Smurfs and the new movie that was out, Mary Poppins. You need to go see that. And the art and the crafts and the activities are related to the movie. And the children during lunch get to see maybe not each movie, but something similar with this same thing.
Okay, all right, that sounds like fun. Now, is it, when do they start? Do you have different dates, different sessions? I know it's like Camp 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Yeah, our camps are only Monday through Thursday. They start from 10 to 2. The children bring their lunch. We encourage anti-bullying. We have our most favorite word of the month, and our word this year is encourage, Because if you're an encourager, you're going to be kind and you're going to be nice.
Right.
And that seems to kind of pull everybody together, make it special. Also, if they bring healthy lunches, they get these token coins, and we encourage fitness, and we also encourage, not just eating the snackables, but,
Right.
having fruit and vegetables in your lunch. That's just part of it.
Right. Because, years ago, you had something called Fitness Fun Camp. And,
Yes.
And I think Camp Cool, Camp Cool kind of built off of that.
Right.
Right. You kind of had to change with the times, as sometimes you
Yeah.
have to do, but y'all still incorporate the fitness in there. which is
Oh,
good.
yeah. They actually do crafts. They'll go to a craft area. They'll go to an art area. Also, we go to the library. You don't want to miss out on our Satilla Library that on Wednesdays has a great, sometimes the zoo comes and brings animals. Also, we're doing field trips this year, or we have done in the past years. We'll be flying kites for Dumbo. We'll be going to the state park, going kayaking and canoeing. And well, now some kids have never done that.
Yeah.
So it's really neat. Smurfs will go to Summer Waves. Love to go to Summer Waves. They enjoy it. They're exhausted by the time we get back. Mary Poppins, we always try to go see a play, some type of play, and
Okay.
the Peach Theater that Valdosta puts on during the summer
Right.
is fabulous. This year we're going to see Crazy for You. The sad thing about it, though, this play will be on a Saturday and not usually on a Thursday, and we go in the mornings. But
Okay.
that's just some of the treats we do for Camp Cool.
Okay. That sounds awesome. Are there some more programs that kids could get involved with besides just Camp Cool?
Sure, that's just our month camp. You pay for a week. It's $70 per week. We also have T-shirts that we're selling. I'm excited about that because it has the year Parks and Recreation started on it, which I thought was cool. So, for the year. I'm sad to say that art camp is full. I'm sad to say that the swimming lessons, I want to promote our swimming lessons, because if your child hasn't learned how to swim, that's one of the most important things you need to do for the summer. You need to get in for as many sessions as you can. Session 2, I think it's session 2 from 10 to 11 is still available. And session 11 to 12 is still available. So mom and dad, if you're working, go to the babysitter, pick them up. For your lunch hour, you can eat while your child learns how to swim. Very important.
Right.
We have a sewing camp this year. I'm so excited about. We don't want to lose that art.
I go to it?
Yes.
I
Do you
sew
know
it.
we have some older adult, like 16, 17. We said, yeah, come on. Ceramics is always very popular. Miss Cindy does that. Golf and tennis is our sports. We have a free basketball camp. Free basketball camp that one of our churches puts on, and we want to thank them for that. We now have a wildlife encounter your wild side for the kid that likes to be in the mud and wants to know about animals and things like that.
And our local person, Tyler Lott, isn't he the one that's teaching that class? Okay.
We call him Gopher Man. He's Gopher Man. He's the one for summer registration. He bought animals, and everybody was fantastic about. Don't forget our tennis camp. Now, for the sports and for the athletics, you'll need to call Parks and Recreation at 384-5978. I can help you with any specialty camps. Soccer, listen, we've got soccer all June and July.
Wow.
Now, that is like fantastic.
And that's unusual because normally the recreation department soccer runs in the fall.
Yes, but this will give them the basics to see if they're that interested in it and all that. But Mr. Jeff is doing that. He promised there's going to be sprinklers out there and plenty of water for the kids. But that's what's available. That's what I wanted to come on, and I wanted to make sure if anybody had any questions, they can email me at fitnesscityofdouglas.com. Also, I want to hold this up. This is our master list, and it is on our city website.
It is.
It has all the camps, the prices and the dates, all the phone numbers from athletics to summer camps to ceramics. Please go to our website and check this out. If you have any questions, again, my number is 912-383-7332. And look, Don't let the kids be bored. There's no reason. Come have fun with us.
All right, well, we appreciate you being here.
Sure, I
It's
appreciate it.
always lots of fun whenever you come and join us and tell us about what's going on.
Well, we got it. You just got to get there.
That's it. All right, thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Blondell.
We'll be right back after this. Hi, and welcome back to the Douglas On My Mind Show. I'm Blondell Thomas, and I am here now with Miss April Tomlinson with the Coffee County Family Connections Group and Pastor Bob Powell with the Sanctuary. And I know some of y'all have seen these shirts around town, the Know Your Worth shirts, and what kind of sparked my attention was I was like, who is doing this shirt? And I know there's got to be a reason behind it. So the more I dug and asked questions, I finally, found out that the Sanctuary was helping with some of this, and I learned a little bit about what it was all about. So I asked them to join me today so y'all can tell us more about the program and what's going on. It seems like, Coffee County and the surrounding counties and all, there's been a lot of things going on, issues going on with our youth. And even with older people. Tell us, how did y'all come to this point to form this group to try to start helping families out?
It seems like over the last couple of years that suicide and mental health has been a real big issue going on in communities, not just Coffee County, but in our surrounding communities. And I will never forget, a couple of years ago, I was watching somebody had told me about a Netflix series that involved teenage suicide. And it intrigued me because I didn't have a teenager, and so I didn't really know a lot about it. So I wanted to research what that was about. And so I began to watch that series, and pretty much it was sensationalizing suicide.
Yes.
And some statistics I've even heard that said from that series that teenage suicide went up as much as 20%.
Right.
And so I began to see that with social media, TV, and all of these things, that teenage suicide all of a sudden had this thing that it almost looked like a popular thing to do,
Right.
which is a tragedy to many families and many homes. And so it began to happen around our county, and then all of a sudden we begin to see it in Coffee County. And I think it's at this point that the school system even began to see this trend and what was going on. And so through all of that, we had this combination of the school system and faith-based, and I'll let Miss April kind of talk about how it went from there.
Yes, we just decided that we had to do something.
Right.
And we had to have this conversation, so we organized a community conversation, if you will. We rallied the faith-based community and some of the local agencies here in Coffee County, and that's where the CHAMP campaign started. One of the pastors mentioned CHAMP, the acronym. Another came up with Know Your Worth, and we just combined them. We thought it fit together, and here we are.
Okay, now you say CHAMP. What is CHAMP? What does the CHAMP stand for?
So
I hope I spelled that right.
it's an awesome thing how this got kind of the CHAMP program. After we met and the school system invited a lot of pastors and community leaders to come together, we were at a breakfast with a man, and during the breakfast he told me that he was a clinical psychologist, and it was after the meeting that we had. So my mind, we were there to talk about a whole different subject, but my mind went to, at that point, I need to pick this man's brain to find out what does he know from being a psychologist that can help us to help our problem here in Coffee County. And as soon as I mentioned it, I'll never forget, we were at a local restaurant, we're eating breakfast, and all of a sudden he starts spilling out all this awesome information. And I took the ticket right there and I asked the waitress for a pen. I said, this is something that we need to tap into. And so from there, he gave me the acronym for CHAMP. And so CHAMP is an acronym for 5 things. And these 5 things are a strategy for anybody that's ever dealing with suicide or mental health issues when they begin to feel like, life is not worth living. And so CHAMP, the C in CHAMP stands for courage. And he really explained to me that a lot of times we've told people to have self-confidence, but sometimes if you've got so much self-confidence and your world begins to fall apart, what are you going to do?
Right.
And so he said you need to teach people to have courage, not have self-confidence. And so I wrote all of that down. And he said the H stands for help, and that we really need to tell people it's okay to reach out for help.
okay, that's
A lot of times we've made it a taboo that if you've got something going on in your life that you don't need to tell anybody, you need to handle it internally, and that's really just a lie. We've got so many avenues that people can get help. I've been amazed from the school system standpoint. They have so many great counselors who are ready and willing to help these students, and then there's numbers that people can call if they're going through that moment. And so part of the CHAMP campaign is the H is help. Please reach out to somebody and tell them that you need some help.
Right.
And we just found that is that message that we want to get. The C is courage, the H is help, the A is adaptability. And the mind sometimes becomes very rigid. In other words, it starts believing that there's no way out of this situation, there's no hope. And so when a mind gets very rigid, it starts believing that it can't make it anymore. Right. And to be adaptable means you got to be flexible and say, sometimes I can't have my mind made up. I got to believe there's more hope than what I have today.
Right.
And so the A is adaptability. We need to be adaptable. Sometimes in this culture, it's changing so fast, and we want to teach people kind of handle adaptability and be a little flexible, and that way your mind is not so made up that you get in those moments that life becomes very dark. And then the M is motivation, and to keep people motivated and, you know, to have a vision for their life. I think that's a huge thing. When people want to give up on life, they don't understand how much life they've got left. I heard one of our speakers that we did the videos on said that you are somebody's treasure. And sometimes people don't realize that you are somebody's treasure. Right. And you got to stay motivated to see what the rest of the story tells. Paul Harvey says now the rest of the story. Everybody
right.
has the rest of the story in their life. And we want to see the rest of that story. We don't want to see life cut off. And so the M is to stay motivated, and the P is persistence. Never give up. No matter what your life is going through at this moment, always have hope that you can't give up. Always keep fighting, because sooner or later the sun is going to shine again. Right. And if we can get that message of CHAMP out, so this is an acronym for 5 things: courage, help, adaptability, motivation, and persistence. And so that is what the CHAMP acronym is about.
Well, that's a really good acronym, because I can even speak for myself. I mean, when I was growing up, I was taught, you know, you don't talk about some things, and I was just brought up by, you know, Southern Georgia mom and grandma, you know, you just don't talk about some things in the public. You don't talk about this, or you know, it's not that it's a secret, but you just don't talk to anybody about it. It's you stay in the family and talk about it.
Right.
But like you said, I mean, just speak up, say something. Even like you're saying now, even if it's a friend who realizes that maybe one of their friends is going through something,
Exactly.
and maybe she or he doesn't have the courage to say anything, then if you're really being a true friend, then you'll speak up for them.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's something that these kids really need to learn, because
That's
it has touched, I think it's touched everybody in Douglas, Coffee
it
County,
has.
and like you said, surrounding counties. I mean, nobody wants to see any child go through anything. I mean, and you are definitely, all kids are definitely their mama's treasures. I know that,
That's right.
and daddy's, so they are very well loved. Well, your shirts, I love them. Know your worth. As a matter of fact, I just sent somebody to get me one. So tell us about the slogan and how the t-shirt sales came about, and then also how can people buy some more shirts if they want to?
Yes, these t-shirts were actually designed by 2 different youth pastors in our community. Chris Sheffield and Josh McLemore came up with Now, which is a key piece to this campaign. And part of the campaign is not just the CHAMP, but also to teach people to know your worth. And so that kind of became the slogan. And then they designed this t-shirt, and it has been amazing, the response.
I love it.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it speaks volumes. I mean, it does. I mean, just those words speak speak for themselves.
It does,
And
it
doesn't
does.
need no pretty dressing up or anything like that. It's plain and simply, you need to know your worth.
Know your worth, and life is worth living, and know your worth and why you need to continue. So we encourage people to buy these T-shirts. We actually had them made at Ultimate Graphics here in Douglas, Georgia, and you can call them. The number's 912-260-1129, and the shirts have been just $8 plus tax. I mean, it's all
Wow.
just
cheap
something.
for a T-shirt.
It's very cheap, very cheap. But our hope is that no matter where you're at, you see somebody wearing these T-shirts, and it becomes associated with the CHAMP campaign and what we're trying to do in Coffee County. So we want to encourage people. We've got people in other counties now, maybe some even different colors, but the message is the same: know your worth. And so you can get one of those T-shirts, and we hope people will.
Yeah. I can see anybody. I mean, and you never know who you may touch just by, somebody reading those words on the front of your shirt. I mean, they could be struggling, and then they see that and they say, well, I am worth a little bit, something, just to give them that little bit of help or the little bit of hopefulness. So I've talked a lot about what y'all are doing and what what all you've started. How can people help y'all? I mean, how can we get people involved with you?
Well, we're driven in the social media world. So we've created our Facebook. If you go to CHAMP, all cap letters, at Know Your Worth CC, you can find out what's going on Facebook.
Okay.
Our Instagram is CHAMP, all capital letters, at Know Your Worth CC. And then we actually have a YouTube channel with CHAMP Coffee County. And on that YouTube, we produced a series of videos that deals with CHAMP, and they're phenomenal. And I would tell people, go watch these
check that
videos,
out.
and you show these videos. They are really life-touching. These people were testimonies that involve this in their life, and so that's our YouTube channel. And Miss April.
Yeah, and a lot of people it's been amazing when we started this journey, people that have a story, whether it's someone that they knew or something they dealt with theirself, and these videos are people in our community that were brave enough to come forward and tell their stories. So anyway, but there are several other ways you can get involved. Get a Know Your Worth T-shirt and wear them. There'll be opportunities throughout the year to wear them. This is not just a one-time thing. This is going to continue, so you'll get a lot of use out of this T-shirt. You can encourage your pastor to get your local churches involved. There's lots of opportunities for churches to get involved. On my way here, I had a phone call from a church that called and said, what can we do? Let's get together and talk about, how we can support this campaign. So I'm very excited about that. So make sure your church is involved, and there are some other events coming up. We will be posting a list of events. We're still finalizing details on that, so that'll be coming soon. So go to the events and support the campaign.
Right, and I think you're right with the church, with your pastors and your churches getting involved, because a lot of youth are involved in church, and sometimes they might feel a little bit better about talking to their pastor, but at least that he can share the information to whoever he needs to with y'all. So by you being involved with the group.
Right, and let me say too that the youth have been very involved in this. We've had several meetings, and this is a youth-driven campaign.
That's wonderful. Wonderful news. Now, you mentioned there will be several opportunities to wear your T-shirts. What is your next T-shirt day?
Coming up, I think they have one at the school system that we're working on, that the students, is it May 21st, I believe?
Actually, it was, but it's been changed.
Okay.
It will be this Wednesday, the 22nd. Schools and communities, when folks have worn them, they've put it on Facebook, and you see different businesses and organizations, and the students will be wearing them that day also. So.
Okay, that is awesome.
And we have our first big community night is going to be Friday, June 7th, and it's kind of coordinated with the first Friday night here in downtown. So on that Friday night, we're actually going to be set up downtown ourselves for people to wear their T-shirt, and also we've got a gaming station coming in. We're going to have some food and fun and all these other events on that first Friday here in June coming up. Not this Friday, I think it's the following Friday. Yeah. So what we want to do is find avenues in the city that's already related and be able to merge all of this together. Also, in the month of July, we're having a Christmas in July. I think we're going to be watching a movie at Jardine Stadium and encouraging people to come and have Christmas in July with our students. And then we're talking about maybe a Saturday at a park and letting all these students come out and have fun, do balloons, face painting, maybe kickball, just have things that these students can come to, where during the summer is downtime, and many times they're alone, and so we want to provide avenues for them to be able to come and be a part with their friends and also know their worth, so they don't ever get in that moment where they believe that nobody doesn't care. And so our goal throughout the summer is to provide those avenues and then be ready for the next school year. We're hoping to have events at the school coming up. We're going to possibly be involved with another CHAMP campaign with a whole nother week, and so we need this to be an ongoing. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. This is something that we need to have in our community, have with our school system, and we're just awesomely blessed that the school system has been wonderful, and they're just so open. Dr. Lisa has been really good, and Miss April has done a tremendous job of allowing and merging school and our faith-based community to be able to partner together and make sure. One of the things we say, one more life lost is one too many. And so we want to do whatever we can to help with our community and our kids so that they know their worth in our community.
Well, is there anything extra y'all want to tell us about or anything more? I can always have y'all back later on, maybe in the fall, and you can tell us what's going on then.
We'll have more details about our events, but I do want to say kudos to our community. You know, I've been here a long time, and anytime there's a need, our community really steps up, and they really have for this. I'm very thankful for our relationship with the faith community, and this is, I think this is one of the best campaigns that I've worked on in my 20-something years with the school system, and I'm just thankful to be in a community that supports our efforts, whether it's childhood cancer or breast cancer or whatever. I'm just very thankful for the community support in this.
Yes, and I think once the children and the kids and the teens and youth, young adults, if they see that the community's behind them, maybe it will give them a sense of, hope, and that they can continue on, or at least they can speak out and talk to somebody.
That's right.
All right, well, I do appreciate y'all coming on, and like I said, I'll have to, later on in the year, get y'all back on here to tell us what else is going to be planned for the rest of the year.
We'd love to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us today.
We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the Douglas on My Mind show. I have a few community announcements that I need to make regarding some City of Douglas events that are coming up. For those who anxiously await the swimming pool to open every year, our city swimming pool will open on Tuesday, May the 28th. There is a different schedule set up for open swim and family swim, so if you're planning on going to the pool, you need to make sure that you check by the recreation department first to pick up a schedule so that you'll know when you're supposed to be there. They do have some family swim membership passes that you can purchase, and I don't know if you know this or not, but you can also rent the city pool on the weekends on Saturday nights and Sunday nights from 7 to 10 for a splash party, and you can get more details of the Recreation Department swimming pool by calling the Recreation Department at 912-384-5978. Coming up on Monday, May the 27th, all City of Douglas offices will be closed in observance of Memorial Day, but we will reopen on Tuesday, May the 28th. The next junk drop-off date will be June the 1st from 8:30 to 12 noon at the City Pole Yard. Now, this drop-off date is only for city residents, and we do ask that you bring a copy of your utility bill showing your address if you do decide to utilize this service. It is free, so we do ask all citizens of Douglas to use it. And then coming up on Thursday, June the 6th, I know a lot of people have been talking about this, the tax allocation district will be explained a little bit further. The project coming up with that, which is called Douglas Square. There will be some more discussions held, but we are going to have a town hall meeting because we do want the citizens involved. We do want you to come to this meeting. It is on June the 6th at 7 p.m. at the C.E. Weir Center. And we do want your input because this is something that is going to probably greatly affect Douglas and Coffee County, even though county residents will not be able to vote as far as to make that area in the city of Douglas a tax allocation district. And we will also be able to tell you just exactly what TAD is because that's one question that we have gotten lately, and it will be explained a little bit more in detail that night at the town hall meeting. So again, we do ask all citizens to come out on Thursday, June the 6th at 7 p.m. and join us at the C.E. Weir Center for a town hall meeting discussing the TAD that is coming up in the November election. And that's all the updates that I have for now, and I thank you for joining me today, and also I thank all my guests that joined me on the Douglas on My Mind show. All right.